Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Friday, August the 28th. We have a bit of fog this morning. We were watching the moon set, but that has already happened. It is down behind that tree to the right. Let me do the little bit of housekeeping over at Rumble, and then we'll jump into this. Mr. Lee will appreciate this. August 28th, 1986, Florence Welch is born in London. Florence is the lead for The Machine, Florence and the Machine. 71, John Denver's first hit, Take Me Home, Country Roads, peaks at number 2. 65, Papa's Got a Brand New Bag, becomes James Brown's first song to cross over to the top 10 of the Hot 100. It made it to number 10. I'm pretty sure that was it. But still, that was a big accomplishment. And 65, Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me, peaks at number 8 on the Hot 100. 1951, this day, Wayne Osmond was born in Ogden, Utah. 1951, Dave Holbeck is born in Jacksonville, Florida. And probably more famous, David Soul is born in Chicago, Illinois. Teacher Crizzy, Teacher Crizzy, this morning I was thinking last night when I was doing the live of the eclipse, you could have been playing that for your students. Robert, good morning. John P., Teacher Crizzy. Who else do we have here? Dolly, YKB. Thank you guys for coming in. I had a great time last night. It's moving all the equipment out to get the and getting it set up to do the live feed was a little bit, but it was worth it. I had a good time doing that. I enjoyed watching everything going on. We got quite a bit of fog this morning. Oh yeah, Teacher Chrissy, it was something else. There was almost 1,200 people came into the live stream last night. Possibly, but John P., I wouldn't worry about that too much. I think the individual is who they say they are. But you never know. Just be nice to everybody, and if it's somebody you don't trust, keep them at a distance. I've just seen both of them online at the same time, and it would be very difficult for both of them to be doing what they were doing at the same time. It would be very difficult for one person to do all of that. So, but John P, I'm glad you are here this morning. I did not get video last night, but you remember it probably been a year or more uh, on Mog's channel. They was talking about the meteor shower. So I went out on the back porch to see if I could see any shooting stars, and there was a star doing that little dance, and we don't want to have that playing any longer. There we go. All right. Dun-dun-dun. I saw two of those last night, Mr. Lee, and John P. And it was straight above me, John. I mean, straight above me. So I didn't, I couldn't do the live stream and walk away and, to get a reference point to make sure it wasn't me moving. So I didn't say anything. But later on, when I come inside, I opened the front door and looked out to see, where the moon was and everything. And I saw another one in a different location. And I was able to get a reference point to make sure it wasn't me, swaying. So something was going on last night. I just don't know why. Yeah, thank you, John P. I appreciate you coming and watching. Teacher Crizzy, I hope you're having something really good for dinner. But once I got everything set up and caught the eclipse, it was just a lot of fun. And it's a nice challenge too, having to do everything in the dark. Finding all the knobs to turn and whatnot. And I'm not sure why everything about the telescope is jet black, which there's no distractions when you're looking through the telescope, but it makes it all kinds of fun finding the knobs to turn to keep the telescope aimed at whatever the target is. And of course, CCR's Bad Moon Rising was playing through my head, and a couple of other songs. Moon River. YKB was having rain this morning over in his part of the world. I know Kathy Bates is awake. She's probably lurking. If the storms don't hit this afternoon, there's a car show in this little town and close to me, and I might go over there and do a live from the car show because cars and rock and roll kind of go hand in hand. Teacher Crizzy, what are you teaching the kids in school today or tomorrow for you? What kind of studies are they doing? Roger Blair, good morning. Now, if you go 30 miles west of us, it's dense fog and it's kind of clear here so far. Roger, YKB had a live earlier. It's raining over there though, and Kathy was in chat, so I'm guessing she's lurking here. I think a lot of people might still be in bed this morning after staying up late and watching the eclipse. Ah, okay, Roger. I think there's a bug on the screen. I on the back porch. Because that Dot's been there a long time. Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee, I thought you might be taking a nap. Because I know you were in chat last night when I was doing the live stream for the eclipse. Okay. My computer was telling me, feed me, Seymour. Oh, gotcha. From what time was your work schedule this morning? Because it's barely past noon there. Well, I'm glad you got a short day on Fridays. You guys was talking about work schedules and everything. I had a job one time. Unfortunately, it only lasted less than a year, but I worked Monday through Thursday, 2 o'clock until 11:15, or maybe it's 11:30, somewhere in there. But Monday through Thursday, 10-hour work days. Oh yeah. But those jobs where I was working 7 days a week, no, enough's enough. No more. I choose not to participate. Yeah, I know, Mr. Lee. When I was photographing weddings, uh, I would lose as much as 8 pounds photographing a wedding because I was just constantly on the go, and I refused to uh, eat or anything because if I did that, I'd run a chance of spilling something on me or my equipment, and I couldn't. Nah, I'm not going to do that. I get drinks of water, every once in a while. But I mean, a big wedding where they had 5 bridesmaids and the 5 and 5. That was just a lot to keep up with. But like I said, paid for my camera equipment, and I used to have a lot more than I have now, and I have too much now. Yeah, Mr. Lee, that's terrible. And you guys take your work totally different than we do. I mean, it's a whole different attitude toward work. Well, Teacher Chrissy, it's always great for us to see you. That's right, Mr. Lee. I mean, I moved to another state in order to get a decent job. Found out that part of the world was not where I needed to be. Moved to yet another state and worked there for 10 years. I wanted to be in the mountains instead of near the mountains, but so many people were moving from other parts of the country to our mountains. It just wasn't meant to be. Yeah, I would like to be further out, but you know, there's only so much you can do. And I'm enjoying this because I don't know how many more years I'm going to be able to live outside of the city, you know. But I'm they're going to have to drag me kicking and screaming because I don't want to do that. But you know, the older you get, the more you need to be close to this, that, and the other thing. Oh, good deal. Soul Star, good morning. I need to update Nightbot over on the Nature Channel. I thought I had put that command in over there, but I guess I had not. Mr. Lee, how many brothers and sisters do you have? We've had a few birds fly right by the camera this morning, which has been nice. Wow, that's a nice size family, Mr. Lee. There's only four of us, two and two. Gotcha, Mr. Lee. Oh, we're all spread out though. 10 years, 4 years, and 4 more years. So there's 18 years between the oldest and the youngest. And Teacher Crizzy, I am not joking about this subject, Teacher Crizzy. It was in the news here uh, very recently. A school teacher decided that she did not want to deal with the children passing gas in the classroom just anywhere. So she created a corner of the room and she's calling it the gas station. And the kids are supposed to get up and go to that corner of the room to pass gas and then spray a deodorizer because, especially after lunch, it turns the teacher's tummy and makes her sick. I am not joking. As much as I wish I was joking, I'm not. Teacher Crizzy, have you ever watched the Beverly Hillbillies? At the end of the show, one of the characters That's what they do. They constantly wave during the end credits. And you just made me think of that, which is a good thing because I used to really like the Beverly Hillbillies. I know, Mr. Lee, but she has a weak stomach, and the little kitties was making her sick. So, yeah, the oldest, oh, that was nice and loud. The oldest was married for 2 years when the youngest was born. Yeah, used to big families was common. Free help on the farm. Uh, on my dad's side of the family, I think I had like 7 aunts and uncles. On my mom's side of the family, I had 12 aunts and uncles. So on my mom's side of the family, her, it was 13 kids. I think what Soul Star is trying to say without saying it, uh, her dad got around or adopted. And I don't know which one it is. Okay, I hear Flyby Charlie. Now, where the camera's aimed at today, he might actually, there's a good chance he'll fly in view because I've got the camera aimed almost due west. And that's the area he flies from. Well, sometimes algebra can be fun. At least it can be fun for me. I was very lucky that our sixth grade math teacher, uh, she we were in a group together, and she knew that we could handle a little bit of algebra, so she started putting a little bit in so we would be prepared for seventh grade. Oh, Mr. Lee, that that story is too common, way too common. I I know people who are Vietnamese, and during the war there, when the South fell to the North, they had to flee the country. Uh, and the dad of this family, uh, to increase the chances of family members surviving, he sent family members, brothers and sisters, to different countries. So they went decades without knowing where their brothers or sisters were, and not sure whether or not, if you ever heard of the boat people, uh, the stories they told about the boat people were just so sad. Uh, if they were on boats trying to leave the country, if the North was not in need of the boat that they had apprehended, they would just sink it. If they wanted the boat, they would board it, have all the people jump into the ocean, and then they would take the boat. Good morning, Mike. And Mike, thanks for coming to the live last night. There was like 1,200 people almost that came in and viewed during the live stream. They didn't hang around but a few minutes, but still. Gotcha. Yeah, Soul Star. And that's one thing that I got to give MASH, the TV series, credit for. They put into words something that is all too true. Good morning, Sandra Martin. Uh, they said war is hell, and I think it was Hawkeye that responded to it and said, "War is worse than hell because at least in hell, only the bad people are there. In war, the good and the bad people are subjected to the war." So when you think about it, war is much worse than hell for the good people, anyway. Sandra Martin, I hope you're having a really great start to your day. Yeah, Mr. Lee, it was really good. Now, going back and looking at the series today, viewing it from the point of view of what I know today, it was way, way liberal, but you know, it is what it is. If that TV series had been made 20 years later, I don't know that I would have enjoyed it because the actors were, well, like most actors, super liberal. And Dolly Parton, God rest her soul, Dolly Parton is the best example. She said, "I'm an entertainer, not fill in the blank." She said, "I'm not a politician. I'm not anything but an entertainer, and I'm going to entertain people." Kind of like Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan asked why he never got involved with politics. He said, "That's because Democrats and Republicans both buy tennis shoes and clothes." Well, Mike, I didn't know that. All I remember is hearing Elvis's music. And the one documentary behind the scenes, I was a little less of an Elvis fan after seeing that documentary. Well, I was hoping Flyby Charlie would make an appearance, but I guess he's out of gas and landed. No bacon for Maggie, just eggs and cheese today. Oh my goodness, poor Maggie. Sandra, I agree. I'm not going to make it my main focus, but at the same time I'm not going to run away with it. And I have lost friends because they wanted to state their opinion, but when I started to state my opinion back, they said, "Well, I just can't talk with you." It's like, okay, that's on you, not me. Oh, Voight and Fonda. I can't I can't think of a movie where those two were together. Kathy Bates. I think YKB. I bet he does a drawing of his sign, broom parking out back. Uh, Anything other than Cat Ballou, I'm really not a fan of Fonda. Yeah, Sandra. They and when they have different facts that they can't back up, no. At that point, you're living in a world that's not reality. You know, in the early '80s, when Willie Nelson covered an Elvis song, uh, "You Were Always on My Mind," I could not stand Willie for taking that song and doing it. But then later, I found out that Elvis had covered it. Yeah, Mr. Lee, coming home. So I had to change my opinion of Willie once I learned that information. I had a lot of things wrong before the internet because rumors would go around and you thought things to be true, but they weren't, or they were not quite right, if you will. Kathy Cates in the house. Teacher Crizzy, thank you, dear. Yeah, Sandra. I was watching oh geez, Johnny Carson one night. This was the 70s, late 70s, early 80s maybe. And there was a ultra One Direction individual, other direction from me, and they said something that I agreed with. And it shocked me so bad that I agreed with this person. I forgot what they had said. Hey, Dolly, what did you have for dinner, Teacher Crizzy? And Teacher Crizzy, well, it's Friday night for you, so it'll be Monday before you're back in school. Uh, but tell everybody there, Teacher Crizzy, your family and your kids at school. The little old mountain man said hello, and I hope that they're doing very well. Dolly, how did everything go for you? Ooh, shrimp. One of the few seafoods that I actually like. Dolly, how did everything go? If you want to share, I'm curious. You know, I think you had to see the doctor for a couple of things, and you just got over the elbow thing, and that's too much going on there, young lady. You need to get well and stay well. I'm kind of picky that way. I want all of you guys to be healthy and wealthy and wise. Teacher Crizzy, I like popcorn shrimp. Probably like it too much. Dip a little tartar sauce and just pig out. And I do pig out. We would go down to the coast. Ugh. Well, I hope there was major improvement for the trouble, Dolly. Uh, and crabs. There's a place up in Virginia. It's the Peaks of Otter. Uh, there's a little lodge sits in between the two mountains, and it's got a lake there. And used to, when you stayed there uh, on Friday nights, they had a buffet. And if you were staying there for the weekend, the buffet was included. Uh, and I went to that buffet, and they had king crab legs. And oh my goodness, those things were so good. Mr. Lee, I would not be the least bit surprised if you don't make the best tartar sauce. Or should I say, ta ta? You know, Mike, now I'm wondering if they drop the R sound and say ta ta, which would mean something totally different here. Here we have the save the ta ta. Burton, good morning, good evening. Ooh, peppercorns. One of Kirby's mom's people come into the live stream last night. That was awfully nice of them. And Northwoods, hopefully he'll come in this morning. And well, it's a little early for him to find out the news of the job situation. Mr. Lee, I don't have any hair on top of my head to split, so it don't matter. Although, if I could split what hair is left on my head, would it look like I had twice as much hair? Dolly Soulstar says good morning. She was getting her earbuds. Well, hopefully he'll pop in and let us know how everything went. You and Raven and several others were on today's prayer list. And Dolly, you saying that he was 81 got me. Dolly had me thinking that Raven was 81. She was calling him 81 for so long. He's too young to have problems like that. He's what, 56, 57? Oh, you're on there, Soul Star. You you've been on there for weeks. Mr. Lee, thank you for stopping in. Always great to see you. Be careful over there. And I'm hopeful that we'll catch you soon. Mr. Lee, Kathy Bates says, cover your assets. Raven, we were just talking about you. Give us a report. How did it go this morning? We're all hoping everything went very well for you this morning. The puppy alarm owner apparently has retired. So this morning, about this time, we'll be hearing the puppy alarm on a regular basis. 48 hours isn't too bad. Ugh. Mike, you're a workaholic. You can't convince me you're ever going to retire. You might slow down a little bit, but you're not going to retire. Mike, remind YKB because I know you contact him and everything. Uh, just remind him to do a drawing of his parking sign, broom parking out back. Yeah, I like the puppy alarm. We've got to keep YKB with inspiration for his drawings. I like it when Kathy's in chat. As long as Kathy's in chat, we're kind of assured that she hasn't fallen in the freezer. So we're kind of keeping her safe. Uh oh. Let's see here, Dolly. 12:30 your time. That'll be 1:30 my time. Hopefully the car show won't get rained out. Oh, trust me, Frank. She sees everything except for when she's fallen into the freezer. Uh, but there's a car show, and I'm going to go over. I think Dolly is Central Time. Uh, if the weather permits and I have a signal, I'll go live at the car show. Frank, are you going to use the information I sent you that I emailed you, or are you going? Are you up for that, or is it a no go? Uh, and speaking of Dolly, I don't know about everybody else, but I have already put in a post for Dolly. I declare September the 25th to be Dolly Parton Day on this channel. If it catches on everywhere else, that will be great. But uh, September 25th, if you read it out as 925, that was her big movie and big hit song. So September 25th will be Dolly Day here. Uh oh. Well, Dolly, I hope you get a good day's rest. And I hope your back is in really good shape when you wake up. Well, I mean, we celebrate Star Wars Day, May the 4th, uh, and Pi Day, March the 14th. Yeah, every day is our Dolly Day, but I mean for Dolly Parton. So, and I've already got the post pre-programmed in, so that'll happen no matter what. I can't forget. Thank you, Raven, buddy. Appreciate you. So, Raven, are you going to be able to get around fairly well with the compression stuff on, or how limited are you going to be, if any at all? Oh, and Mike, next month when I do that 11-mile hike, are you going to come down and tag along? Excellent, Raven. I agree with that. I think, and you know what they say, this is an opinion, but I think all humans should be walking through the woods at least once a week just to get away from all the cell phones and electronics and everything else. No, Mike, we're walking. Well, Raven, I got a couple of minutes this morning. Uh, come backstage with me for a minute, and I got like I'm serious. I got this little game that really only takes a minute or two, and it really helps with people's pain. It's not 100%, but it works, and it is crazy amazing, and can't do no harm. And worst case situation, you'll get a laugh out of it. Mike, if they put in an escalator, I'll stop going. They put it, Mike. This. I'm serious. I'm not joking now. One of the waterfalls in the park. When I first went there, you had to crawl on your hands and knees through the bushes to get to the waterfall, and nobody ever went there. They put in a trail that I could drive my truck down, and a deck that I could almost drive my truck on. It might be an inch or two too narrow for the truck to go on the decking, but there's a little walkway, and it is a three-tiered observation deck that I have almost never seen anybody use. They'll walk onto the deck, and then they'll look at the waterfall, and then they'll walk down the steps to get to the waterfall. That works too, Raven. As long as you've got something that works for you, that's all that really matters. There's more than one way to skin a cat. So they say, I've never done that. The trail that goes up to the lookout tower, which is the highest peak in the park, it's still kind of a nature trail, but some of the other trails they've just got it huge. I mean, I could drive my pickup truck up to the top of the mountain. And I don't know that I'd even have to use four-wheel drive. I might have to a couple of places, but I don't know for sure. I guess Flyby Charlie must be having a little trouble this morning. Usually he flies around, lands, gasses up, and flies again. My pot of coffee has already been consumed, and I don't smoke cigarettes. Smoking is kind of bad for people who have asthma. But somehow my aunts and uncles on one side of the family, they all had asthma and they all smoked. But you know, when you raise tobacco, it's kind of one of those things. Oh man, I used to smoke a pipe now because you don't really inhale that. You get secondhand smoke. But there was a little tobacco shop in Winston Salem, and they sold a tobacco. They called it English Blend, and it was one of the few tobaccos that both smelt good and tasted good. Most tobaccos, it would either smell good to everybody around you and taste bad to you, or vice versa, which is not good. Yeah, people don't realize how much work goes into tobacco. Uh, you got to prime it, and then you got to tie it up, hang it up to cure. And trust me, you in the middle of summer or August, I should say, when they start priming, you'll see them out there in long sleeve shirts and long pants in the heat because that you do not want that tobacco gum on you. I've never worked in tobacco, but I grew up around everybody working in it, and it's something else. But Mike, I tell you, you go into a barn where they're curing tobacco, and it smells great. I don't know what it is about that, but it smells great. It's kind of like, coffee. If coffee tasted as good as it smells, oh my goodness, I'd be vibrating so fast. I'd probably go into another time zone or another dimension because coffee just tastes so to me. I drink it for the caffeine and not for the taste. And in the wintertime, it is a hot drink. I just looked out the front door. Man, it is nothing but blue skies and sunshine. Well, good on you, Mike. I'm glad it does. Wow. How big are your cups, though? You know, according to my coffee pot, uh, I drink 10 cups a day. According to my cup, I drink two and a half. I agree with you there, Mike. Decades ago, I read something where the chemicals combination of cream or milk in coffee does something to the lining of your stomach. So I quit putting cream in it, and I don't need the sugar. I haven't put sugar in coffee in over a year, probably going on two. But I will put a little bit of honey in the first cup. Because I would rather drink coffee than take the medicines, you know, for asthma. Because I'm just not a big fan of people taking drugs if they don't absolutely have to. Mike, you need one of my cups. Oh, excuse me. No, Sarah needs one of my cups. That way she doesn't have to make as many trips to bring you your coffee. Yeah, Roger. My aunt was that way, exactly like that. And I think she probably didn't realize it, but it was probably the coffee was helping her asthma, and the cigarette was making her asthma worse. So, go figure. I was working in this place in South Carolina, and they had free coffee, itty bitty coffee cups, but free coffee. So trust me, I had a coffee in my hand all day long. Exactly, Raven. Coffee is mostly water. So I'm doing what they tell everybody to do: drink water. Pretty much, I stopped buying soft drinks to bring into the house. Now, if I'm out and about and like have a burger or eat somewhere, uh, if it's a burger and fries, I'm going to have a soft drink. But if it's like a sit down meal that you would fix at home, I'll have coffee and water. Oh, Mike's all fancy about it. But I agree with you, Mike. Uh, I don't like my coffee cold. I like my coffee hot, straight. I mean, just straight out of the pot. Start sipping on it. Yeah, that's true. Bean soup. Okay, Mike. From now on, when people ask me what I have for breakfast, I'm going to tell them I have a pot of bean soup every morning. Uh, there you go, Raven. Mike, there's a song for you. Don't you wish your coffee was hot like me? To the Spice Girls song. We know what Mike will be playing this afternoon on his show. Jeez, I got the song playing in my head now. That's terrible. Quick, somebody put on some CCR. Yep, that's them. The proper title for their song was "Don't You Wish Your Girlfriend Was Hot Like Me," or at least that's a line from the song. But I can't get that out of my head now. Don't you wish your coffee was hot like me? The earworm has been planted. Ugh. And the bad thing is, I did it to myself. That's it, Raven. That's it. Midnight come and I want to go home. Last night at midnight, I was breaking down the setup for the eclipse, the lunar eclipse. Daylight, midnight, I interchanged the two. Raven, I'm glad to see you have your sense of humor about you in your situation. That's a great, great thing. I understand. That's pretty much it. And that was something we talked about the other day. People who feel are usually miserable in life. People who think are usually laughing at everything because there's plenty of material to laugh at out there. The gas station in the classroom, it's so funny and so sad. And while I'm thinking about it, speaking of that, everybody out there listening, today when you pass somebody or, you know, especially strangers, smile at them and nod your head. If it doesn't put a smile on their face, at least you'll find joy in making them wonder what you're up to. Oh, yeah. Oh, geez. What about all the women doing the videos of them hanging out windows? It's ridiculous. I understand and agree she was in a bad place mentally. She was having serious stress problems. But at the same time, people need to realize she intentionally sent her husband out of the house, and one by one, uh, she unalived her children by hand, which took time. And thinking ahead like that is not exactly. Thinking ahead like that tells me she's not innocent. Get her help, lock her up. We had a guy, uh, early 80s, I think it was, sometime in the 80s. Uh, he held, he just walked out in the road with a long weapon and took out several people, and he pled insanity. They locked him up in a mental facility. So there you go. They need to be detained somewhere for the safety of everybody else. It's like South Carolina, Susan Smith. She put her, I think it was 3 kids in the car, and then had them buckled in and whatnot, and then got out of the car and let the car go into a lake. Yeah, Raven, that's true. Uh, the Amazon driver, Mike. I'm not sure about the Amazon driver. That that one got by me, or at least I hadn't heard about it, that in the news. If you go back and look up a guy in history, his name is Dan Sickles, Sickles. He was the first person to plead insanity. Well, forgive them and hide them. Oh, gotcha, Mike. Gotcha. Northwoods, I've been waiting for you all morning long. Northwoods, what's the shortest sentence ever made? I am. What's the longest sentence? I do. Northwoods, that joke's just for you. Northwoods is the curator of the X Files. I heard that joke yesterday and I said, oh, I got to tell Northwoods. Probably, but if I hadn't heard it before, it's new to me. And I'm also known to recycle older jokes for younger people that haven't heard them. Some of them are actually good and need to be retold. Some of them should go to the old joke farm and never be brought back out. Could be, Mike. Northwoods, trust me, I totally understand. Northwoods, sometimes though we get lucky and they show their true selves right away and you don't waste any time. Sometimes not so much. Northwoods, that's more common than people might think. I watch some of the body cam videos every now and then, and it is absolutely crazy the number of people that would get a just a little ticket that would probably cost them $25 and they end up going to jail. You do not argue with law enforcement. You listen to what they say. If you have an objection, you verbalize your objection, but you tell them that you're not going to resist, and then you argue in court. That's my opinion, anyway. And people need to remember police officers are human beings, and just like all other human beings, you got good ones and bad ones. Henry John Duluth. I don't know. Too many are, Mike. One's too many. But yeah, like I said, uh, like all human beings, you got good ones and you got bad ones. Did he quit music and start making men's underwear? And by the way, Northwoods, we haven't forgot today's the big news day, the go no go. So we all got our fingers crossed and praying for good news for you. There you go, Mike. Uh, it doesn't ring any bells to me. Good morning, Raymond. I hope you and Norma are having a great start to your day. Oh, okay. Nope, I do not. Uh, I would have to look that up. Oh, Mike, by the way, I actually went to Aldi's the other day to get some light bread. It wouldn't be John Denver, would it? Because it can't kind of come to me. John D. John Denver, and I know he changed his last name, but I don't know his original last name. Yeah, John Denver was an interesting character. He his big hit, "Take Me Home, Country Roads," uh, West Virginia. He had never been to West Virginia, and I'm not sure he ever got there. He might have gotten there in his travels later on, but it was long after he had written that song. Raymond, there you go. Yeah, he was big into. I mean, that's what did him in. He was in an experimental aircraft. Thought he had gas that he didn't have, and I got to give him credit. Instead of trying to land where people were possibly, or where people could possibly be, I think he went out into the water. I'm not sure about that, but that's the story I seem to recall. Wow, got buzzed by that bird. Flew right across the bottom of the. Not the. I did not know he was born in Roswell. Demi Moore was born in Roswell. That's the only person I can think of. Roswell birth. Uh, but I know now. Hopefully, I'll be able to remember it. But that's the kind of information I enjoy hearing. I hope you guys enjoy sharing it. Yeah, I think Ronnie Millsap did that. Yeah, Demi Moore is definitely an alien. Yeah, Mike, it had something to do with fuel. Uh, it was an experimental plane. Uh, there's conjecture going in a couple of directions, but most of them kind of center on running out of gas. I think there's something about the reserve tank. The switch for that should have been in a better location for him to reach it. It's been so long. I'm not sure of the details. Let's see here. You got my curiosity up. He was in an experimental home built plane, the RUTAN Long EZ. He was it landed in the Pacific Ocean about 1 mile off of Pacific Grove, California. The NTSB determined the crash was caused by fuel exhaustion. Denver had difficulty operating the fuel selector valve due to a recent modification that made it hard to reach while seated. And Denver was the only person in the plane. That's what my browser AI come up with. So take that with a grain of salt. We all know how AI can be sometimes, but it was the quickest way to get that information. The switch, they had done a modification, and the switch was supposed to be within easy reach to go from one tank to another, and it was. I think they said it was located behind him over his shoulder. So I don't know. I take safety very seriously. So supposedly he either built it or he had somebody build it because it was a kit plane, and I think there was problems between him and his dad, and he got into aviation to kind of help reconcile with his dad. I vaguely remember something about that. Wow. Yeah, and supposedly that's what our interstate roads, when they were being built, uh, Eisenhower saw the autobahn over in Europe, and the that's what inspired our interstate highways. But every so far on an interstate highway, there needs, according to what it used to be, there had to be a flat area of road a certain length so that in emergencies airplanes could land on them. That's true, Mike. I think that's crazy they do that too. Uh, there needs to be at least some kind of certification. Exactly, Mike. I agree with you. And Northwoods, Flyby Charlie, that we hear more often than we see, he's he's flying one of those pretty much just parachute. There's a three-wheel carriage and motorized hanging underneath. Mike, I do too. I have wanted one ever since I saw the movie You Only Live Twice. A gyrocopter. That's what I want because they can take off in a very short distance. Uh, I was pretty close to getting one of those too. Oh, Roger Blair, I don't have a clue on that one. I would have to guess 19 teens, like 1915, something or other. And they were probably just in this big cities. Let's see here. I don't believe this. Roger, that was a good question. This blows my mind. The first uh, issued mandatory vehicle registration plates, 1893 in France. Mike, that doesn't surprise me a bit. It's like here, you're not allowed to fly drones in the state parks. But if you're outside the state park and you launch the drone and fly it all over the park, that's the loophole. I probably shouldn't have said that in public, but I did. I'm going to try to get that loophole closed. So 1893 in France is the first mandatory vehicle registration plate. 1901, New York required plates. And the plates were made by the people who owned the cars at first. 1903 to the 1910s, most U.S. states gradually adopted mandatory registration and plates. By the 1920s, nearly all of the U.S. states required license plates, and many introduced annual registration tags or stickers. Bleh. Oh, it was somebody in a horse-drawn carriage. There, I think there was a president that was give, given a ticket for riding his horse too fast through a town. I seem to remember a story about that. Oh yeah, Northwoods. There's been a few where they've gotten hold of uh, they got a hold of foreign words and tried to get personalized tags, and the tag would get redone. Frank, glad you're home. So Frank, is that a go or no go for the information I sent you? Are you going to be able to use that tomorrow? All right. Uh, Walter Arnold received the first traffic ticket on January 28th, 1896, in Paddockwood, Kent, England. He was fined 1 shilling for speeding at 8 miles per hour in a 2 mile per hour zone while driving his Benz motor car. This is widely recognized as the earliest recorded motor vehicle speeding offense. All right, Frank, great. Not you don't have to for the whole thing, but any amount of time is appreciated. That's funny. Yeah, but what's the average income in Dubai? Silly me. I had the thing up. Oh, it's taken a long time to get this answer. Who knows? It won't tell me. It says current average income figures for Dubai require up to date data from official sources. Please consult the Dubai Statistics Center or the UAE Federal Compensative or something or other and Statistics Center for the latest per capita income average. Blah, 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 blah. Let me see if I can trick it into giving me the most recent information. Boy, it does not want to answer that question. All right, I think I got it now. Fooled into answering the question. Nope. I'm trying to trick it into giving me the information from years past, but it is doing the exact same thing. I imagine they clocked them by just observation. I mean, there's no other way to do it. You went from point A to point B in such and such a time, and that was too fast. Oh, thank goodness. Had to go back to 2023. So this is old information, and it's a lot lower than I thought it was. According to the official and international sources, the UAE's GDP per capita in 2023 was approximately 49,000 to 53,000 United States dollar equivalent. So 2023, and that's a lot lower than I thought it would be. Number one sold for what? That's crazy. Well, I don't know. Making $50,000 a year is not bad money around here. I worked many. I worked decades and didn't make 50,000. Northwoods, the old flying fickle finger of fate salute. Mike, just for funs and giggles, do the exclamation ME because you'll be having a show this afternoon. Anybody else in chat that wants to share your channel, watch what Mike does, and you'll see what Nightbot does. That way you can share your channel. Mike will be live this afternoon. Uh, my phone mic has problems for some reason doing StreamYard and Restream both in the browser. And I had it working for a while and then it stopped. It will ask me for permission for the microphone and camera, and I agree and go in, and then somehow it changes its mind. So I might go live on your panel for a short while if I can make it work. So, anybody interested in the lunar eclipse, check out the Nature channel. Got some pretty good video of that last night during the live stream. We'll be having a Saturday night music talk, 8 o'clock East Coast time tomorrow here on this channel. And most of the people in chat you'll find Tuesday and Thursday night over at Moggs. And I think that covers about everything. As always, I hope only kind words come your way and that everybody gets the day that they deserve. Everybody take care, and I will catch you next time.